Philadelphia Cable International presents high school football. From Ron Jaworski Stadium in Lackawanna, New York, an interdivision game between the Lackawanna Steelers and the Bishop Timon Tigers. And now join us for the national anthem. Unusual setting, Lackawanna, New York, and a visiting team, the Lackawanna Steelers, playing in their own city because the Timon Tigers, this is their home turf.
That's right, Ron Jaworski Stadium here in Lackawanna, the home stadium for the Timon Tigers. Let's take a quick look as Timon is going to receive the kickoff at the Lackawanna Steelers with Ray Braxton.
Joe Yerge, the quarterback, an outstanding quarterback, Joe Yerge it is, and they have won 4 and lost to the Lackawanna Steelers in Division 4. They still have an opportunity to win the Division 4 championship should Clarence upset Depew in this weekend's game. If Depew wins that, they win the title outright. But the Steelers are very much alive in the wild card berth in their classification, but they need this win against the Bishop Timon Tigers, and it will not be easy because they have an outstanding team. Of course, Ray Braxton, the all-time rushing leader in Western New York schoolboy history, number 38. He is a star for Lackawanna. They've got an outstanding defense, and they've got a good passing game.
Yes, indeed. And for the Timon Tigers, 4-2 under their coach, Paul Fitzpatrick, in his 10th year at Timon. 66 wins, 16 losses, 1 tie. Their running game is led by Mark Gorski, a 5'11", 170-pound senior halfback. They've got some excellent receivers in Evans and Wilson, and Carney as well. The kick going down deep, and it's going to be Gorski at his 16-yard line as he moves it up over the 20, and he brings the ball out to the 25, 26-yard line, where the Timon Tigers will bring their offense out onto the field, and we'll take a look at that offense before we start this first play. Up front, they'll be led by the quarterback, Jeff Berner, number 10, is their starting quarterback. Number 38, Gorski, is the halfback. 21, Vinny Vanderlip, is their senior fullback. The wide receivers are Sean Evans, number 14, and Ed Kearney, number 89, the flanker. The tight end is Oliver Wilson. To start the ball game, we'll take a look at those other linemen just after this play. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. And it's a quick handoff up the middle. And stacked up right after a short pickup of a yard or so. It was Mark Gorski on the carry, the senior halfback. And he picks up maybe a yard or so. Or even less than that, with less than a yard on the pickup. Those up front players, just to continue, it's Ned Kirk, number 72, is senior tackle, along with the guards Larry Lewicki and Kevin Lally. The left tackle is Dave Clinshaw, and the center is a junior, Darrell O'Shea. Kearney splits out wide to the right. Evans is far to the left side of the field. And the quarterback, Berner, with the quick handoff again, and picking up about 6 yards on the carry after that pickup. On the last play, Mark Gorski once again getting the bulk of the work in this early going. Picks up about 6 yards on the carry and puts the ball out over the 35-yard line to the 36. There's your defense for the Steelers, led by the up-front players David Lowe, Kevin Pagliari, Joaquin LeBoy, Tim Rooney, and Keith Alvarez. The linebackers are Carlos Cintron and Lloyd Feeney. Their monster man, they'll be roving all over the field, is Greg Smith. The deep backs are Lamont Foster, Maurice Foster, and Clifton Jones. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. And in the backfield, a beautiful hit by the monster man. That's Greg Smith as he drops Gorski in the backfield, a loss of about 3 or 4 yards. So it'll bring up a 4th down situation.
A great anticipation by Greg Smith, number 24, to force the 4th down situation as he shot through the open area and tackled Gorski just as he was getting the ball in the backfield for a loss.
Gorski trots off the field. The punter is in. And a good snap from the center. This is Evans. And a beautiful spiraling kick into a strong wind. Braxton's going to come up with it and take it on the run. And Braxton immediately dropped at about the 44-yard line as he brought the ball back up nicely on a punt into the wind. Let's take a look at that offense for the Steelers as they trot out on the field. They're led by their quarterback, number 11, Joe Yerge. He's a senior, 6'2", 200 pounds. Their backfield includes Greg Smith, a sophomore, 5'10", 165. Lloyd Feeney is their junior fullback. Ray Braxton, the player they love to talk about here in Lackawanna, number 38, 5'9", 185 pounds. Their split end is William Miles. He's just 5'10", 165 pounds, but he's got great speed, a senior wide receiver. 1st and 10, and it's going to be Braxton on a quick hitter up the middle, and Braxton dropped at the line of scrimmage. The play by Oliver Wilson on the tackle, picked up a yard or so. There's your up front players for Lackawanna. Mike Janicki is the tackle, number 70, along with Don LeBois, a couple of senior tackles. The left guard is Joaquin LeBoy. The right guard is a player up from JVs for this game. That's Reggie Jackson. And the center is a veteran player. There's another senior, Kevin Pagliai. The tight end, David Lowe, as we mentioned, 6 foot, 160-pound senior. 2nd down and 9 to go for the 1st down. And Yerge with a pitch to the right side as Braxton's going to try it out there. He's going to be hemmed in and dropped in the backfield. They lost about 2 yards on the play. As the cornerback, Juan Figueroa, the junior, closed quickly on the play. There's your starters on defense for Timon High School. The up-front player is Matt Clifford, a junior left end. Ned Kirk is the tackle, along with Larry Lewicki. The nose guard is Bob Goni as a junior. The right end is Kevin Lynch. The linebackers include Oliver Wilson and Jason Cudney. The monster man, or strong safety, will be Coley Cleary. He'll be lining up all over the field. Quarterbacks Figueroa and Gorski, and the safety is Sean Evans. He's back deep. 3rd down, a little more than 10 yards to go for the 1st. And Yerge will drop back to pass. Looking over the middle, he's got a man as he threw it beyond the outstretched arms of number 83. Attempting to get open on the play, Clifton Jones checking into the lineup.
Let's take a look again. Clifton Jones open on the play, and Yerge throwing the ball behind the intended receiver, number 83, who looked like he was in the open area. Let's watch it. Good rush. And there's Yerge's delivery, and he threw it behind. That's not a good pass. But he is a good passer, Yerge.
4th down play, and in to do the punting. Number 26, once again, Jim Merrick. Back deep. Again, Mark Gorski back at his own 15-yard line. Or 20-yard line. Good high spiraling punt coming down to Gorski. He'll take it directly at the 20-yard line, slips a little bit, and he gets to the outside along the near sideline, and he's going to be wrapped up after getting an extra 5 or 6 yards on the play by William Miles, number 29, in on the tackle. So Timon will take over with possession of the football. Their team coming in with 4 wins and 2 losses on the season under Paul Fitzpatrick. They lost a couple of tough games to some out of Western New York teams, especially Cathedral Prep. They lost 33-0. And they were upset, or not upset, but they were beaten by Union Endicott. It's a hard-fought battle earlier this year, 7-3. Other than that, they've been perfect in Western New York play.
Frank, against the Western New York opponents. In Lackawanna, it's been sort of a down year for Bill Bucalo's team. 4-2, they had a little bit better team than that.
Gorski on a quick handoff and a misdirection type play. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage as Lackawanna swarming on defense. And Joaquin LeBoy, very, very quick nose guard at 5'8", 185 pounds, shed the block rather neatly there and threw Gorski for a loss. Gorski is the workhorse in that backfield. And talking to Bill Bucalo, the coach of the Lackawanna Steelers, he has a lot of respect for Mark Gorski out of the backfield.
Good ball player. Gorski does everything well. Bucalo, I think, a little paranoid now. He's coaching more and more.
Sean Evans on the first pass. Evans looking down the near sideline, and it's well overthrown on the pass by Jeff Berner. Sean Evans lined up as a wide receiver, sort of a stop-and-go pattern.
Well, there's Evans going back to the huddle. He had a step on the defender, but the ball thrown well over his head and out of bounds, an uncatchable ball. I think the field conditions, let's talk about them, Frank, at Jaworski Stadium. Let's watch this play again with Evans going down the right sidelines. And there's the pass. Well out of bounds. You could see, though, Evans having a step on Lamont Foster down the right sideline. I think the field conditions here dictate a low-scoring game, and they favor the Timon Tigers. They'll take away from Braxton's running ability.
In this first quarter, Timon's throwing against the wind, and a screen pass set up to the far side, and a great block out in front of Gorski. Gorski's going to have enough for the first down as he spins out of bounds, out close to the 38-yard line. A well-designed play as the pressure was put on the quarterback, Jeff Berner. And we do have a flag down in the defensive backfield. We'll wait for the call from the officials. I don't know if we had the opportunity to give the officials.
No call, Frank. Inadvertent flag. Here's the play again. The pass on a screen, and a good block there. Gorski free down the sidelines and picks up additional yardage, enough for a first down all the way out to the 39. That's the first down of the game.
First down on that play, and that was another fear of Bill Bucalo. The Timon Tigers are a strong throwing club. They like to move the ball around, and they will rely on the screen quite often. to all sides of the field. And there we go, and a quick hitter up the middle. It'll be the fullback, I believe, Vanderlip on the carry, picking up about 4 yards as he crossed the 40-yard line, moved out to the 43. Vinny Vanderlip, the senior, 5'8", 155 pounds. Not big for a fullback, but very, very quick.
Second down and 6 coming up. Vanderlip gains 4 on the play, and size-wise, you'd have to give a slight edge to the Lac Water Steelers, I would think, up and down their lineup.
There's still some good size on the other side for Timon. They've got a lot of players on their roster as well. Wide receivers out to each side, and a pitch coming to the near side of the field. This is going to be Gorski from the I-back position, and he's going to move out to the 45-yard line where he's dropped on the play by LeBoy, assisted nicely by Lloyd Feeney from the linebacker position. And along with number 87 there, the left defensive end, David Lowe, trying to play out.
Our first look at Gorski, who, by the way, came up through the Little Loop program in the Lackawanna city of Lackawanna, and then they thought that they would have him playing in the Steeler uniform, but as luck would go, he ended up with the Timon Tiger uniform on because he goes to school at Timon, and he's been the probably the most proficient offensive player for Timon this year.
On a 3rd down and 4 situation, Berner back to pass, in some trouble now. Berner with good feet, though, as he rolls to the near sideline. Oh, and he threw it through the hands of the intended receiver right along the near sideline. That was number 89, Kearney, and the intended receiver. That's junior at 6'1", 170 pounds. He had the ball in his hands, I thought.
Let's watch it again. Berner has to make a decision here. He does a good job with his feet, getting out of trouble. Almost slipped there. Now he's going to run or pass. He decides to pass, and that ball should have been caught. It would have been a tough catch, but certainly a catchable ball.
We have 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're being told by the official keeping the clock on the field. There is no scoreboard clock here at Ron Jaworski Stadium for football. And the punt gotten away by Evans. And coming up quickly on the play is number 3. He's just going to let the ball roll, and it's going to hit and be run out of bounds by the Timon Tigers inside the 30-yard line. And let's see where they mark it. Close to the 26, 27-yard line is where we'll mark it. And it'll be 1st and 10 Steelers back the other way. Both teams sort of feeling each other out here, not showing an awful lot of offense. And Steelers will take their second possession of this first half.
Well, oddly enough, the Steelers, Braxton, has been held in check so far. 2 carries for -1 yard, but that will change as the game goes along. Bill Pucalo already in his 8th year coaching, Frank. It seems like he started yesterday. 44 wins, 24 losses, and 3 ties in his career.
Not a bad record. Bjerge, the quarterback, in the I formation. It's going to be Braxton. We've got a flag down in the backfield, and it's probably going to be a procedure penalty on a short pickup there by Lackawanna. I think it was Braxton on the carry, but they're going to probably move it back with a 5-yard penalty.
And the field is extremely slow going in between the 35 to the 50-yard line area, and then in the end zones, in each corner of the end zones, you've got dirt infield, so that's going to slow the players down even more when they get into that situation. There's some water in the end zone where Lackawanna is coming out of now. But generally, it's in pretty good shape, but it's a slow track. And as I said before, Frank, I think this definitely favors Timon.
Probably right. Ball moved back to the 21-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 to go for Lackawanna. They have Feeney and Braxton in the I formation with Smith, the halfback, set to the offside there. And this is going to be Braxton from the deep I-back position, and he's going to move the ball back to close to the original line of scrimmage. So give him 4 yards as he got to the 25. Ray Braxton, the most prolific rushing back in Western New York high school history.
He's a good one. We had the totals on him coming into the game, and he's been playing 4 years now since the freshman year, and hopefully we can maybe get somebody to give us these stats up there. There's his update, 3,735 yards career rushing for Ray Braxton, along with a whole lot of points. He is the Western New York scoring leader also for schoolboy history, eclipsing Mark Lyle's scoring record from Grover Cleveland.
2nd and 11 in a cross play in this direction to Greg Smith. Smith with a good move as he got through the line of scrimmage and picked up about 5 yards out over the 30-yard line to the 31. Not enough for the first down as the Timon Tigers defense, the right side there, Gorski in particular, came up and closed on the play, but the Steelers moving away from Ray Braxton a little bit, trying to loosen up that defense.
Well, the field just slow enough as you watch the running back twist and turn there, Greg Smith for the Steelers, and pick up some good yardage. Field just slow enough, Frank, where these backs don't have that ability to make that quick cut.
It's on the spread formation out to the near side. Shotgun for Bjerge. 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field, and Bjerge rolling to his right. He throws over the middle, and intended for number 48. He lined up as a tight end on the play. And that was Sean Patterson, the wide receiver, a junior. as they spread the formation out offensively, but the Tigers had it pretty well covered, and they had a strong blitz coming in on the play as well.
Well, the field again comes into play here because Jurgi slipped as he went to set up and pass and never had his balance. And that's why the pass was incomplete. It wasn't even close.
Dropping back inside his 20-yard line, close to the 17, will be Jim Merrick to kick it away. Gorski is back at his 32 to take the punt. End-over-end type kick, and Gorski's going to take it just at the 29-yard line. Gorski slipping and falling, and his knee went down at the 34-yard line, so the official right on top of the play marks it down, and they'll trap their offense out on the field. Paul Fitzpatrick talking to his quarterback out there, Jeff Berner. Berner's a junior at 6 foot, 165 pounds. Number 10 brings the offense out on the field. The Tigers are a very strong football team over the last few years, and, of course, over the last 10 years. Under Paul Fitzpatrick.
Paul Fitzpatrick, Bill Pucalo, two veteran coaches now, both winning coaches. And an interesting game because it's such an intense rivalry between the two schools. First time they've played, but the game means much more to Lackawanna as far as playoff situation.
And off to the halfback on the play, Vanderlip. And he's brought down by David Lowe as he got out close to the 40-yard line. And a 5-yard pickup for Mark Gorski on the play. We called it Vanderlip, but Gorski, the senior, doing the bulk of the work here in the first quarter. In fact, we'll take a look at his stats. So far in the contest, he's carried 5 times for a total of 7 yards. So the Steelers are keying on him defensively. Vanderlip hops out and moves to the sideline. Evans comes near as a wide receiver. Carney's to the left side. And it's the second man, Gorski, and Gorski's going to be stacked up as he plows out to the 40-yard line. Picked up maybe a yard on the play. And number 75, Tim Rooney, the senior tackle. They're there for the stop. So the Steelers playing strong defense here in this first quarter of play.
Now, Lackawanna's always been a good defensive team under Phil Pucalo. They've recently, in the last few years, got their offense going, and that's why they won at Ritz Stadium last year. A very impressive win against Grand Island. I believe that was, 27-6. They had the big second quarter and a big third down coming up.
Berner, the quarterback, as he call signals. Again, receivers out to either side. And they're looking to set the screen again, but the halfback fell down. Gorski, Berner's in trouble on the sideline. He throws, and it's complete, but he did step out of bounds before he got rid of the ball back at the 26-yard line. He was under some pressure. Did you see Gorski fall down as he tried to set up the screen?
No, I didn't see Gorski fall down, but I seen the man putting the pressure on, a 14-yard loss. Let's watch it again. That's a big loss. Quarterback in trouble. And Pagliai chasing him down. Forces Berner out of bounds. He did complete the pass, but his foot hit the sideline marker.
Evans, a good punter in the contest, gets this one off a little shorter than the others. It'll bounce at the 44-yard line and off the arms of number 3 back there to take it, Maurice Foster. But it went out of bounds, so Lackawanna will maintain possession. A good field position for themselves at the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line, and they'll go to the offense once again.
I think Foster did what he had to do on the play, Frank. Rather than have that ball roll an additional 5 or 10 yards to try and field it, and if he had picked it up cleanly, he would have picked up 4 or 5 yards.
And almost like a baseball catcher, he just tried to put a step on the ball, and it went off of him and out of bounds. So as you're right, it probably would have bounced upfield quite a bit more had he just moved out of the way.
And so close to the sideline that if it does hit him and go out of bounds, you don't lose anything. You don't chance to fumble.
They send Braxton out as a wingback to the left side. Double receivers out to the near side, and Smith. And 2 players trot off immediately, Lloyd Feeney and David Lowe. And an obvious miscommunication in the background there. In the backfield as players jumped off.
This might be our first broadcast of high school football from Lackawanna Stadium in all our years doing games. I remember we did Little League here, a Little Loop, about 10 years ago, but I can't recall us doing a high school game from Ron Jaworski Stadium. A lot of softball.
But no football.
Had the Bruskies and the Bisons, the women's professional softball.
Braxton and Smith are the setbacks, and Smith is going to get the handoff, and he's going to be knocked down after picking up a couple of yards from the 30 out close to the 33-yard line.
Well, a late arriving crowd at about 20 minutes before game time. You could count the people in the stands on your hands just about, maybe 50, 75 fans, but really they've packed in now in the stands and across on the Steelers sideline, and they've got a crowd of about 600-700 here.
Second down, long 11, maybe 12 yards. Let's call it 12 for the Steelers, and Jurgi the quarterback. Jurgi with a give to Braxton. He'll try and sweep the right side. Braxton gets away from one, turns the corner, and now he's going to be hemmed in and forced out of bounds just a couple of yards past the 35-yard line. to about the 36-yard line is where they go to market. So a short pickup for Ray Braxton.
Getting his largest gain of the day so far, but good game tackling by the Timon's Tiger defense. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter, we're told. They don't have a scoreboard here, so about 1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
Okay, no scoreboard clock, as we said, so we'll pick it up from the officials on the field. He was out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. And a big third down, long 9. As Yergi rolls to the right side, he fakes it, he gives to the near side. They got some blockers out in front for William Miles. Miles trying to gain some footing, breaks it up the middle. Miles has got a first down out near the 50-yard line. Excellent run for William Miles from his own 35 or 36-yard line. He brought it out to the 48, 12-yard pickup on the play for William Miles on the reverse.
And William Miles had some good blocking in front of him, but he really earned this first down. Let's watch the shake and bake moves. William Miles, slow footing, as we mentioned. He cuts in between tacklers, and he's brought down after that first down pickup. Nice run for William Miles. And he compliments Braxton very well.
Patterson's the wide receiver out to the right side as they shuffle in some new players, and they give to Feeney, the fullback. Feeney with a big hole up the middle, and Feeney's got 10 yards and maybe more. About 10.5 yards on the carry. He's close to the Timon 40-yard line, enough for the first down. A good carry by Lloyd Feeney, who doesn't generally see the football that much.
Well, they're keying on Braxton so much that this allowed Feeney to sneak through on the quick opener. Terrific blocking on the right side as they open up that hole there, and he picked up the first down easily. Blocking for the Steelers on the right side, Janicki, along with Jackson.
We're going to get a signal of stoppage. It's the end of the first quarter as they'll switch sides on the field. The officials giving us the signal up here in the booth, and our score after 1 quarter of play here at Ron Jaworski Stadium. The Lackawanna Steelers, nothing, and the Timon Tigers, nothing.
Well, Frank, we expected a low-scoring game, and that's what we're getting here. A 0-0 tie, Lackawanna and Timon through 1 quarter of play. I'll tell you, the referee for this game is Norman Krantz. The umpire is Ed Storr. And the linesman, Larry Michael. And the field judge, Bob Luthi. Lackawanna Steelers coming into this game in Division 4 competition with a 3-1 record, 4-2 overall. And the Timon Tigers with an overall record of 4-2 in the Monsignor Martin League. They're 2-0.
Lone setback, Braxton trying the middle of the line. He's dumped by Larry Lewicki as he picked up a yard at that, and he moved inside the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line. So Ray Braxton having a tough go of it so far. And the track, as we said, not his favor at all. It's so muddy and slippery. Tough to get your footing out there. But it's the same for the defense.
Well, they're in the area. If they get about 5 more yards, they'll have good footing. From the 35 in, it looks pretty good over there on both sides, except
Braxton
on the infield.
He'll get up back this time. He's going to take the short pitch. Try the left side. He's got some blockers in front of him. Braxton turns the corner, and he runs out of bounds. It's going to be close to the first down, depending on the spot of the official. He needed to get to the 30-yard line to have that first down.
Ray Braxton, he is exciting. Depending where the officials mark it. It looks like he's going to be just a little bit short of the first down. And ESPN did a nice feature on Braxton in their Scholastic Sports America program. And Bill Pucalo was on national television. And that was courtesy through Rick Harnett setting it up along with myself and doing some interviews. And Ray Braxton came across very well. Showed some great moves on national TV.
Third down, a yard to go, and they give to Feeney. And Feeney's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, but his offensive momentum pushes him through the line of scrimmage. Hit initially there by Ned Kirk on the defense. A 2-yard pickup for Lloyd Feeney, enough for the first down to keep the drive alive. They are inside the 30-yard line.
Lloyd Feeney, 5'11", and 180, Frank. A lot of power for a 180-pound back as he broke the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Surged forward for the first down.
Timon Tigers shuffling a lot of players in and out of their lineup. And we'll try to keep you posted on that. Paul Fitzpatrick indicating that he would use an awful lot of his players in the game. And this is a delayed handoff to Braxton. He slips and he goes down hard. Hit there as he picked up a couple yards. That'll be right back, I believe.
Braxton now up to, that's 14 yards, 6 carries in the game.
He's got a 2nd and 8 situation as Yergi brings him out once again. An overcast sky day here at Ron Jaworski Stadium. The temperature probably in the mid-50s, but a strong breeze blowing right in the face of Joe Yergi, and he's going to drop back to pass. under some pressure. He tries the middle. He's a big fella. He gets to the outside. And he couldn't get away from number 23, closing quickly on the play, Coley Cleary. And he was fortunate to pick up a couple of yards on the play as he moved the ball inside the 25 to the 24. Let's look at the play again. He picked up a couple yards on it.
Yergi in trouble, so he decides to rush it upfield and picks up a couple yards. And the play coming up, third down and about 7 for the first down. 3rd and 6, let's call it, Frank. Big down right here. They're going into a stiff breeze, so I doubt if their field goal kicker can get it there from about 41 or 42.
And they've got Braxton as a shotgun now. He's the quarterback. Yergi is the wide receiver to the right side. Pagliai snaps it to Braxton. Braxton's just looking for a hole, trying to pick up some yardage. Good move. Another good move there as he tries to turn the corner, running out of room, though. And he's going to be forced to the sideline without getting the first down. He picked up 2. He needed to get inside the 20 to about the 18.
Now Ray Braxton up to 16 yards rushing now. There's your first quarter stats. 2 first downs for Lackawanna, 1 for Timon. Yards rushing 35 to 17. Advantage Lackawanna. Yards passing advantage Timon. 11 to nothing. That's a little bit surprising there. Total yards very small yardage numbers for one quarter. 35-28 Lackawanna. No turnovers. Only 2 penalties in the first quarter. Well-played first quarter, 2 on Timon for 10 yards.
A 4th and 5 situation. Biggest play of the ball game so far. Braxton, and it's an option that side. Braxton's hanging on to the football. He's not going to give it up, but he's not going to get the first down either. Smith, the trailing back on the play, perhaps looking for a pitch out. Didn't get it. And Braxton was forced out of bounds by Mark Gorski, the senior quarterback, who came up quickly and closed the play.
Gorski, the two-way player. Watch him string this play out. Braxton, as you mentioned, he had a trailer, Smith, and Gorski strings it out and makes the sure tackle. And number 24 trailing on the play, Greg Smith, looking for a possible option from Braxton. But when you're such a good running back like Braxton, you don't give up the ball that easily. He had one man to beat and couldn't beat him. Frank, they really held Braxton in check, and I think the field conditions had a lot to do with it.
No doubt about it. 1st and 10 back the other way. Burner, the quarterback, he's looking deep along the far sideline as Devins got to the football but just couldn't hang on to it. Let's wait and see. Do they call it a completion or not? The official right on it's going to bring the ball back. There's a flag down as well. An excellent effort by Sean Evans beating the quarterback on that side, Lamont Foster.
Watch this pass. The quarterback sets up and leads Evans perfectly, and Evans just cannot come over the ball. Actually, it was just about a yard away from the outstretched hands of Evans. Wasn't a perfect lead, but it was pretty darn good for Burner, the quarterback. There's a call from the referee, Norm Krantz. A motion call on Timon, 5-yard penalty.
From their own 16-yard line, 1st and 15 to go for the first as Burner brings it out. He has Vanderlip, the up back, and he drops back and hands to Gorski. And Gorski's got some running room. Look at the moves there as Gorski brings the football out over the 25 to the 26, picked up some sizable yardage on the play. About 10 yards on the carry, and he's about 5 short of the first down.
Super moves for Gorski as he picks up the 5 yards assessed on the penalty and an additional 5 yards. He takes the draw from Burner, breaks upfield, has some nice moves, and he's finally tackled by number 83, as you saw Clifton Jones. We're getting a lot of replays the last couple of games. We had a good one in our last broadcast. Niagara Wheatfield 12-0 win over Tonawanda.
Burner with the wind behind him. He's going to try Gorski again. Gorski's going to stumble over the line of scrimmage. He's not going to... Well, yes, he will have the first down. He's going to push the ball out over the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. Just enough for the first down. So Timon have the offense with their, first down of the football game.
Gorski now up to 25 yards rushing and 8 carries, and Timon starting to control the line of scrimmage some.
They have a win behind him, so Burner represents a passing threat in this contest. He has an excellent wide receiver in Sean Evans, and the junior Ed Carney, the other flanker, is also very solid. Now they run up double tight ends with Lynch in there, number 80, and Oliver Wilson. And it's a gift the middle and hit right at the line of scrimmage. A solid pop there by number 34, Carlos Cintron, and also Kevin Pagliai in on the stop.
Both clubs and coaches are playing it close to the vest. Thought it'd be a nice time, possibly, for the pass to come into play for Burner. Now the coach of the Lackawanna Steelers and his assistants are William Moore and Jimmy Tatko. Their principal is William Billowis. Sandy Grzowski is the physical ed department head, and faculty manager is Steve Hetty.
Back to pass goes Burner. And Burner fell down to the play. Evans is open along the near sideline, but now they're going to wrap him up. as the strong safety came over, number 3, Maurice Foster. Didn't see him there, but he came into the picture, and Evans just couldn't find himself free. So the quarterback had to take the sack.
There's Burner. Watch, he slips again on the muddy turf. And then he can't get the pass off, and he's sacked for the loss. 3rd and long.
Carney checks into the ballgame, bringing the play in. Number 37, Oliver Wilson, the senior tight end, comes out. 3rd and 15 for the first down. About midway through here in the second quarter. Gorski is the setback along with Vanderlip. And it's Burner looking over the middle this time. He has the man. It's the tight end from the other side, Lynch, and Lynch has got running room. He's got the first down as he moves into Lackawanna territory. Lynch, the tight end, lining up on the right side, ran a slant pattern over the middle and found himself open.
Well, Lynch, a good run after the catch for the first down yardage. Let's watch it again. And saving the touchdown was Maurice Foster. 23-yard gain. Nice setup by the quarterback, Burner. There you see the tail end of it. And number 3 hanging on there. Lynch runs pretty well after he caught that ball. That was a big third down play. 3rd and 14, and they picked it up.
Excellent job there. They moved the ball back to Lackawanna territory for the first time in the game. It's a delayed handoff to the halfback, Gorski. And Gorski's going to pound down for 11 yards and pick up another first down as he moves to the 36. Bringing him down on the play, the linebacker Feeney along with the strong safety, Maurice Foster.
Well, the passing play, the previous pass to Lynch opens up the running game now, Frank. They run a delay to Gorski, and he picks up another first down for Timon. They're really moving the football on this drive.
Yes, indeed. And interesting that both coaches employing a monster back to stay with the opposition's best player up front. Mark Gorski, for example, is being covered exclusively by Greg Smith, but Gorski's doing a good job getting some excellent blocking, and Smith is not able to get into the play. And on the other hand, Braxton is being shadowed by the other monster man, Coley Cleary, for Timon. And Braxton's had a real tough go of it so far. Bill Picala wanted the timeout to set his defense as he felt perhaps they were starting to get pushed all over the field.
Well, that happens sometimes in high school football. The coach will feel the momentum's going against his team, and that's when they'll use their timeouts. I think a pretty good timeout by Bill there. Paul Fitzpatrick, nice gentleman, the coach of the Bishop Timon team. And by the way, we're getting into our Catholic League coverage. We don't get to do that many Catholic League games, but Timon, being from the Monsignor Martin League, is on this week. And next week we've got a doubleheader for you. St. Joe's and St. Francis in game number 1. And the other game will be Canisius and Timon. So we're going to be doing the Catholic League exclusively over the next few games. And they've got some outstanding teams. And there's always the question, Frank, as to who is the stronger league, the Catholic schools or the public schools. And that's a tough one to answer because there's Bill Picala in his 8th year. I went to school with Bill. He's a fine gentleman. Outstanding coach. He's done a good job. But who's stronger, public or Catholic? They're both awful good.
Awfully good, as you said. First down, and it's a fumble in the backfield. Loose ball, still loose, and the Steelers are going to come up with it. A fumble in the backfield by the quarterback, Burner, as he really didn't get the snap, and the Steelers with the first break of this football game as they thwart a strong offensive drive by Timon.
Kevin Pagliai, number 60, the two-way player, comes up with it. There you see the ball getting away from Burner, and a nice job there before Pagliai recovered by Tim Rooney, 75, who just jumped on top of the quarterback so he couldn't get that fumble, and that was a legal play because he's going for the ball. So as Timon moved the ball so well, they lose it on the change of possession to the fumble.
Yergi, the quarterback. It's going to be Braxton trying the right side. Braxton, as he slashes through the line of scrimmage, picks up 2 or 3 yards. A couple of players in on the tackle, including number 50. And they stopped Mark Gronowski in there. Gronowski, not the tallest player out there, but doing a pretty good job for Paul Fitzpatrick.
Well, the Chuckster's got my stats on Braxton in the van, but, looking back, as far as I remember, this year, his senior year, hasn't been as strong as his junior and sophomore years, especially touchdown-wise. He's got 6, and he scored 3 last week. He had years scoring 17 and 16 touchdowns.
Braxton trying the right side this time. Feedy out in front of him. They're going to get him in the backfield as number 84 came up quickly. Jason Cudney to wrap him up. And then he was picking up assist by Gorski, who closed as well. There is a flag down, though, at midfield.
I think one of the reasons why Braxton's touchdowns and yardage might be a little down this year is because they have other weapons, Frank, that they go to, and they don't rely on Braxton exclusively.
It was a 2nd and 8 situation for the Steelers. And they're talking about it as it was an illegal block thrown at the right or left side of the defense, or the left side of wrapped up in the backfield. Let's see what they're going to do.
Here you hear the referee. Illegal block on Lackawanna, says Norm Krantz. You know, the crowd has really filled up the stands, Frank. It might be near the 1,000 mark now. They're still coming in, too. Now in South Park, Lackawanna, New York.
Loss of about 3 yards on the carry there for Braxton. They're going to send William Miles out to the near side of the field as the wideout. 3rd and 11 situation for Joe Yerge. And Yerge's going to roll to the near side under some pressure. Looks over the middle, and he's got number 24, Smith. Smith with some room to run, and he should have the first down as he crosses the 45-yard line inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. And that'll be a first down for the Steelers. Nice hands there by the sophomore.
I want to tell you, this was a great catch by Smith. Yerge's pass was on target, but watch this fingertip catch. And Smith picks up the first down yardage. Now the Steelers are on the march going into a stiff breeze.
As we said, clock continuing to move. We don't have the scoreboard clock, so we'll rely on the officials, and it's a give to Feeney, the fullback. Feeney with a good run up the middle from the 43-yard line inside the 40 to about the 37. So about 6 yards on the carry there for Lloyd Feeney, the junior fullback.
Well, that play has been wide open for the Lackawanna offense, with Feeney running the quick opener up the middle because of the concentration, I would think, on Ray Braxton. Feeney churns out some good yardage.
Officials giving the signal to both coaches that we have 4 minutes remaining in the first half of football here at Ron Jaworski Stadium. We're still at no score. Both teams have had a couple of good drives, but they've stalled.
There's the stats on Braxton: 10 carries, 15 yards in this game.
And this is Feeney again, and Feeney's going to run up the middle. Good blocking in front of him, and Feeney bursts into the secondary, and Feeney carries inside of the 30 to the 29-yard line. A sizable gain there for Lloyd Feeney, and if Braxton's going to be hemmed in like this, you might as well go with the other backs because they are productive.
That's 4 carries for Feeney for 27 yards as Feeney, the junior fullback, taking over the brunt of the yardage gain for the Steelers with Ray Braxton being held in check. And I guess that's good strategy for Paul Fitzpatrick and his defensive team. You got to hold Braxton down if you have a chance to win.
From the 29-yard line is Feeney again, and Feeney pounds inside the 25 to the 23-yard line as he's upended there. A good stop on the play by number 80, Kevin Lynch.
You know, and although Braxton is a pretty good north-to-south runner, he's more of an east-to-west, a slashing type runner. And Feeney is more of a straight-ahead runner, north-to-south, and maybe this is more to his liking, this kind of field. The conditions.
It's working well so far on this drive. Remember, it started after the fumble turned over to the Steelers. Less than 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Here he calls signals, and he's going to pitch it out to Braxton this time. He's going to try the left side. Braxton sweeping around the end, and Braxton breaks inside the 20-yard line. He's going to be close to the first down.
It appears that Braxton would pick up the first down. Number 38, and it is a first down for Lackawanna. They're not putting the ball up in the air, except for that one pass to Smith.
They're working towards that muddy end of the field, that end zone underwater still, down at that end of the field. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for the Steelers. Best offensive surge of the first half for either club now as the Steelers are really on the march. Going to give it to Braxton. Braxton up the middle, and Braxton's going to break inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Good up front blocking now. Let's mention those players' names. Joaquin Lamoy, the 5'8", 185-pound senior, is a left guard. Kevin Pagliar is a senior at 6 foot, 230 pounds. Reggie Jackson's a sophomore, getting the start at the right guard position. Mike Janicki is a senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and Don Lavolis is the senior left tackle at 5'10", 205 pounds. So Bill Pacala did mention next year they're going to be a little lean as they're giving up an awful lot of senior players to graduation.
At the high school level, nothing lasts forever. 3-4 years tops.
Second down, about 6 to go. And Yerge looking to the far side of the field, and in coverage on Sean Patterson by the cornerback on that side, Juan Figueroa. And again, the track a little bit tough to run on. The ball thrown just out of reach of Sean Patterson.
Well, the wind might have affected that pass for Patterson as Yerge underthrew him. And he's throwing into a stiff wind. Footing very difficult in that end zone area where there's the skin infield from the softball infield. Shouldn't affect any running plays, but it certainly will affect the passing route.
Yerge third down And 6, he's pitching to Braxton. Braxton on the option, looking at the near side of the field. He's got Yergi at the far side. He throws in the end zone, and he actually just threw it away as his defense in front of him, or the defense from Timon, was stringing the play out. There was nowhere for Braxton to go with the football. That might have been one of those plays where Yergi pitched it and ran, looking to free himself and find himself all alone in the far side of the field, but someone stayed with him.
A lot of options. It looked like Braxton was going to pass right from the start on that play, but he did have the option to tuck it in and try and rush for some yardage, but Timon defends that very well. 4th down coming up, Frank, and a field goal try would be a 32-yarder from this distance into a strong breeze, and we're not sure if Aaron can get it there from 32 into this breeze.
Well, you're right. The ball marked at the 15 right now, and they'll push it back to the 22, so 32 yards, as you said, into a strong wind. Aaron has a lot of confidence from his coach, Bill Picallo. And a game like this, and the way it's been played so far, any points at all, 3 points in particular, is a strong effort.
No, it certainly would help. Any points on the board for either team. And just to set you straight on what this game means to the Lackawanna Steelers, if they win it, that would give them additional points for their wild card quest should they not win their division. And it doesn't look like they're going to win their division unless Depew gets upset by Clarence in a game that's being played this weekend. Should Depew win that game, they'll win Division 4 outright. That would put Lackawanna only in the playoffs as a wild card team, and that they would have to do and beat out some fine teams in their classification. And if they lost this game to Timon, they would fall to 4-3 on the year, and that would seriously hurt their playoff chances for a wild card berth.
Well, the officials are set. Pagliai's over center, and Yergi's going to take the high snap. The put down, the kick is up. It's long enough. And it's good.
Wow, that was a strong kick into a galing wind. It looked like it was sailing possibly wide right, but it snuck through the uprights. A difficult angle for us here. Let's see if we might see that one again. Ehring makes it 3-0. We won't have that for you, but the points are on the board, and Bill Picallo, that's all he cares about.
Got some points out of a good, strong effort. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
You saw Paul Fitzpatrick. He wasn't pleased with that call. 32-yarder.
The official put the hands up after the ball went through. In fact, I was looking at the official standing near the goalpost. Ehring tees it up at the 40-yard line. The official standing behind Jim Ehring on that field goal kick made the call. So he had the best view of it, including himself and Jim Ehring. Ehring signaled it was good, and the official behind him signaled it was good. So it's 3-0, and Ehring's going to kick it off again. A short kick coming up to the near side. It's going to bounce out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. They'll make him do it again.
Well, that is undoubtedly the biggest kick in Ehring's career as a field goal kicker, I would think. And at this point, that's the type of kick that might stand up and win the ball game. Of course, we've got a whole second half to play, plus the last minute of the first half. But the way the defenses are slugging it out there, Frank, nobody's really come close to a scoring chance except for that field goal try.
And you can expect Timon to put the ball up, though. They have a strong passing attack with Sean Evans and Ed Carney, the wide receivers, and Berner, the quarterback. And Paul Fitzpatrick loves to run a lot of variety through his offense. Screen passes, misdirection-type plays, and he's always got the deep threat with Evans' speed. Ehring tees it up at the 35-yard line. Again, the same deep receivers, Gorski back there, along with Tillman, standing at about their own 20-yard line. Kick being held up by the wind there. It's going to come short, and he's going to be downed immediately as Gorski stumbled over the football at the 25-yard line. And that's where he's going to wind up taking over, 1st and 10.
I'll tell you what now, fans. This is a big series for the Timon Tigers. What they don't want to do is turn the ball over before halftime and let Lackawanna go up any further. If they can go into halftime trailing 3-0, it's anybody's game in the second half. They do not want to turn over here.
Strong breeze blowing in right across the field, and it'll be behind Jeff Berner now for the last couple of minutes of this first half. Evans is the wide receiver off the left side. Jones is on him. Foster has the other wide receiver, Kearney. And Berner looks, and he's going to be brought down and sacked in the backfield. A strong rush by the Steelers, including Alvarez, the defensive end, a 5'9", 180-pound senior.
Alvarez blows in from the right side, and he sacks Burner for the third time in the game. 23 yards in total sacks. So you see the conclusion of that play. And, Frank, that was dangerously close to that turnover that we talked about. And Alvarez getting there, and when you pop a quarterback like that, many times that ball will come free. But Burner, to his credit, held on.
Wilson checks into the game, and Lynch checks out. Again, Kearney comes to the left side now, and Evans is to the right side. And Burner's going to drop back. No, it's a delayed handoff to Gorski. Gorski getting away from one. Good run there by Gorski as he pounds out to the 30-yard line. Picked up about 10 yards on the play. They're still going to be 5 yards short. The clock continues to move here, though. It's going to bring up a third down situation.
Gorski now, Frank, 11 rushes for 47 yards. Let's take a look at this 10-yard pickup again. A draw, and Gorski takes it deep in the backfield. Oh, he broke a tackle there by number 42, Lloyd Feeney. He ran right by him, right over him.
Burner calls signals on the third down play, and he drops back. No, hit in the backfield immediately. Gorski by Joaquin LeBroy.
Yeah, you like that name, Joaquin. Always comes up big on television. Had some impressive hits last year at Rich Stadium and caused a couple of fumbles there. Let's watch the hit. Draw. Oh. Boy, he knocked down a couple of timing players there. 38, Mark Gorski.
And that's going to close out our first half of football as the clock ran out on that running play. So the clock goes to its logical conclusion, and the Timon Tigers and Lackawanna Steelers, after a hard-fought first half of football, come off the field with the Lackawanna Steelers leading 3-0.
And in a game like this, in the field conditions of a slow track and the wind blowing around, a surprising field goal from Jim Ehring of 32 yards into a extremely strong wind as he just got it in the right side upright, and that's all the points on the board. 3-0. That's the score at halftime. And Frank, this is a super big game for the Lackawanna Steelers. A loss here would just about eliminate Lackawanna from the wild card standings. And why don't we take a look at the wild card situation as we have it going into this game. We have quite a few to tell you about. In Class A, we'll have that information in just a second. We temporarily have lost our monitor, so I'm not quite sure if you're getting this at home, but in Class A, there's a wild scramble for the wild card. Jamestown has got 80 points, but they should win Division I if they win at home, which they're expected to do against North Tonawanda. Niagara-Wheatfield with 70. They have clinched Division III, and Orchard Park with 62.5 have clinched Division II. So the wild card, two birds, are between North Tonawanda, West Seneca East, Lancaster with 40, Sweet Home with 38, and Lockport with 36. Two of those five teams with North Tonawanda in the driver's seat should go in the wild card position, provided, of course, Jamestown beats North Tonawanda this weekend. If North Tonawanda wins that game, they'll win Division I, and Jamestown will be assured of a wild card in Class A. In Class B1, it's Depew at 67 points. If they win against Clarence, they win Division IV. However, if Clarence wins, it's a three-way tie for first between Depew, Clarence, and Lackawanna, and who knows who's going to be the champ then. LaSalle with 44, then Maryville 41.5, Lackawanna and Clarence both with 41, and Tonawanda with 29, Lakeshore with 26. So two of those teams will make it. Then in Class B, Albion with 55, they should win Division 7. Springville with 47.5, they should win Division 5. Then Alden and Williamsville South will battle for the wild card spot in B2 along with Star Point, Medina, and Eden. And of course, there's more action in Class C and Class D, and the clubs will be battling for wild card positions there also. And the information that we have at hand, as I flip my papers around here, in Class C, Salamanca, Cleveland Hill, and Allegheny should win their division, so it would be between Gowanda, Falconer, and Silver Creek for a wild card spot. In Class D, Frewsburg is going to get a wild card spot if they don't win their division. Franklinville, Cattaraugus, and Pine Valley should vie for the other spot, and Brockton and Mayville are long shots. Two teams from each class will get a wild card spot, and of course, one team from each Division 10 will get a championship, divisional championship, and they'll qualify for the semifinal playoffs on November 7th, and the finals at Rich 5 games on November 14th.